All right, so today is November 10th, 2024. I'm gonna go over my last week's trades, my setups, ideas, thoughts. I took not that bad, 13 trades long. No, 13 trades. 10. I took 23 trades in a sense. I think that's correct. I think that's correct. They take quite a bit of trades, but a lot less than what I typically take. I basically let it break even if we're I was been trading one micro, 1 to 2 micros. So if we're looking at it, if it was in a mini, it would be $20, and if it were 10 minis, well, going by tens, like if I was like 10 minis or 20 minis, I'd have been up 200. I think there was a point where I added five, three, 3 or 4 extra to the contracts, so I would have been, I guess, this would have resonate to about $2,200, right? Some very good days and some very some most days were basically positive, but the trades themselves within the day weren't the best. Ended up getting given most of my things back up to most of my winnings away by commission. So broke even with commission with that one, but nonetheless I stayed positive. So just working on just reducing these here to half, and and then staying in the winning trades longer. Because there were some trades that were winners that actually went further, and especially the ones that we're adding on to. And then there were some where they were a loser. I held maybe a bit too long. All right, or I shouldn't have been in those trades at all. So let's go through them. Right, I'm gonna just try to roll through them real quickly. I got my timestamp. So my first trade on the 4th came in at, I took a long at 10:45. Here we go. I'm gonna try to 10 times speed it. I'll be going a little faster with these just to save time. There we go. So I'm taking a long here. So what I should have been doing is that waiting for um, ES and then Q to break out of the level. So right here it broke out. You see here we broke out strongly. We did close out of this level together on ES. So this should have been my retest. So we broke out of this and pulled back and then started pushing up. This should have been my entry on the first one, on the first leg of this trade. Though we had to clear this, but we showed that a significant price up movement. We had a bit of a pullback here. Same thing there. So when price starts to push up, I could have just taken that trade long, but I took this trade long when we hit supplies, which was a bad idea because we're virtually turning over. We got some dark black clouds here, and the trades is basically consolidating. We did get some pushback here. I ended up losing that trade. As you can see, we came down to my break even, up to my stop loss. So this trade should have been avoided completely. We got down below where the price buying push happened. So this trade should have been avoided completely. I took my next long right after at 48. I'm gonna take my next long right after. Still trying to get through supply on NQ. As you can see, NQ has a strong supply zone. ES, can't really see it on here, but I am forced in this trade, and I should have just stayed out of this trade completely. Still, don't have a solid break above any of the trend lines. ES NQ is not really doing a great job breaking any of the trend lines. They're still holding below it, so I need a trend line break, especially on the 5 minute. I need a trend line break, and that's basically it. The pullback down here should have been my entry versus way up there. So there's a lot of like things that didn't really work out for me. Also, we're in supply. Shouldn't have been in that trade. Facing supply, not out of supply. So I was thinking this was going to be in. What is this trade? It doesn't even lines up with anything. So I have about 4 trade ideas. I have absorption, reversal. I have a fail break. reversal. I have a breakout retest, and then I have a continuation. Right. So right now I'm trying to do continuation. Right. But we're in supply. So absorption reversal is probably the best idea, which means that I need to draw a trend line and wait for price to break out of this trend line with clear thought. Kind of like how it kind of broke out right over here, right? Broke out of the trend line. Now it's pushing back, right? So I should have been looking for potential shorts versus longs. So with this trade here, I did end up losing with it. It didn't work out in my favor. If it would just jump forward, I wanted to. Um, though NQ is failing, VIX is failing, and then it does look like we have a strong buying here, but we're still facing supply zones, a lot of heat up here that could push price down. So me trying to enter the long didn't make sense. Maybe now it does right here, boom and boom, but we're still in supply. So this would be the area where I could have entered, but we still got supply that we're facing. So the idea is not the best. And I'm just gonna jump through this um, forward. I think I ended up closing this trade out early because it started pushing out. Um, and then go price is chopping around. NQ breaking out. Now we have a nice downward channel break. As you can see, NQ said NQ couldn't get past this. It had its fail break attempt, and yeah, right. So I should have been looking for shorts. Now we're going down to this level where I think price does return and reverse. But I want to make sure that I'm not skipping anything. My next trade came in at 11:03, so let's go to that trade. So that's another long attempt. So three long attempts in the same area. Still trying to force supply. So where we're at supply, I shouldn't be trying to take this trade. Um, this I should be looking for shorts. Right? Even though price keeps moving up on NQ, ES is not. I should be looking for short. We're below this last buy at this area of supply that I marked, and I gotta respect that. Price took a nice dump, and I didn't take that. You can see now we have a nice channel break or trend break right here. A small midget pullback right into this area here of selling, of buying that just couldn't hold. Small pullback and then price drops. You can see that NQ had something somewhat similar, especially right here when we broke out of that level, a little bit of a pullback and continue lower. So I had space to enter. This is a nice 10-point trade. This is a nice trade right here. Uh, so especially ES not breaking above this buying candle that just seemed to be absorbed. This is actually an absorption reversal. Price went up, got absorbed, created a double top or triple top. One, two, three, triple top of this, right? One, then you got two and three, and then sells off very nicely. So this should have been my trade down here. So from 62 to 42 for about 20 points. And I missed that trade, right? So that for the most part was and it just keeps going. That for the most part was that first trade, those trades on the fourth to open. So I was basically down um I was down 16, 45, and 23 bucks, right? All one micro. And then I took another trade. One, two, three. So another trade at 12.46. So let's jump to that one. Another trade at 12.46. Excuse me. 12.46 right here. You don't see 12.46. So sorry. I took another trade at 1, 2, 3. So this is my fourth trade. So this should say fourth trade. I took another trade at 13.03. So right here. And I went short. Yeah, I went short. 13.03. For about 9 minutes, I went short. So as you can see, we had that selling pressure here, and I just respected. This is the selling pressure that we had that I missed, that trade on. All right, from earlier. Here it is right here. So we had selling pressure, selling pressure. We came back to it. Nice trend. Popped out of it right here. I said, okay, bet. Let's get into this trade and let's see how we tussle and rumble down to the bottom. So there goes price dropping, and then we hit settlement price, and then we had a spark of volume, and wow, this little candle appears again. I seen this earlier. I seen this later on in the week. What really bothered me? Okay, so I took my exit here after price pushed down. I'm gonna put one. This made up for maybe uh 1.5 of a trade. So this one was 32.50 by itself. So basically one of my trades in a sense. It's just made up for one of the trades. And then I did add on. I think I added on to this trade at 38. Or I tried another one at 38. Let's just jump to that. Here, I tried another one at 38. Looks like I tried to go long, right? Still facing a lot of selling pressure, so I shouldn't have been going long. Even though it does sound good to go long, not gonna lie. But we're inside of a ton of selling pressure, so I have no reason to try to go long. I ended up closing that one out immediately. Um, Thursday, no, I did not. I closed that one out 20 minutes later at 54. All right, price started pushing. We are getting some nice upswings here. We're inside of this uptrend. Price is just middling out, but we're still inside of this selling pressure, especially on NQ. In the yes, sorry, we haven't gotten above that last selling pressure here. Kind of just basically just holding on to it. Price rejects, and I just exit right there. I say, well, if price is not going to break the open or break these areas, I'm not going to hold my breath. And price rejects. I think price goes up eventually, continuing reaching up the highest things, higher prices, but I could be wrong. Nope, prices kept dropping on this one here. So that one would have really just damaged me. So thankfully I was able to exit this trade um, and save myself the headache. But like I said, I think price did go up higher after I was done. But this was probably a potential error to enter right here. We have selling and then buying. So maybe that one, but I don't know. I can't remember what happened, and I don't have the charts up in front of me. So that was the fourth. The fifth was I took quite a bit of trades on the fifth. I took one, two, three, four. No, one, one, two, three, four, five trades, and one with an add-on. So let's go here. First trade was here. This was a long, a short. This one makes sense looking at this. All right. Uh, I had a bit of a job here, but we're inside a larger trend line here that I didn't really mark for ES. So, and then I entered here. Stop loss is too tight. Stop loss should have been up here at 5,800. So I shouldn't have been in this trade at all. Yeah, I wanted to like support this, but this is not a rejection candle that I can really get behind. And price just shot through, as you can see, and destroyed that, right? So my stop loss should have been up here, like I stated. So I said, screw it, let's try this higher stop loss. This is my second trade. On the pullback, bad trend line. This trend line looks ugly. It should be in the 5-minute. Trend line looks ugly. Then the trade came at 11:10. I tried to short again. Um, Price holding initial balance. But noticing this, I see that we're in a strong buy trend. Right, we held it. There's no selling up here. There's no red selling candles. Right, but we are at a supply zone, so I have to respect that. But we have a strong buy trend, so I needed to see something to transition to a sell, which was this one here, which I think this is why I entered. Um, first trade. And I think that should have been it for me. Uh, and then, but price pushed up even higher, knocking me out. That was that one. And then the next one, I was at 1346. I did try to short one more time, but this time I shouldn't have been in it at all because we haven't broken any trend lines to the downside. All right, so I really just was burning myself out as price just kept pushing higher each time and knocking me out. So those were my three trades from 1106 to 1146 and more. And then I took a short again at, I was determined. A short again at 1330. So this is the short itself. So I said, okay, look like we have a fake break, reversal, but this candle never really ate all of these entire things. We're breaking out here, but not down here. Not the best trend line, but this here is at the trend line. So I really needed to see a push down versus that. But knowing me, I tried it again, and should have been exiting around here. See, there I go. I fixed it and said, shit, what am I even in this trade? Um, so trying to see how NQ is working with ES based off where my entry was. And we're still holding the higher flow of the green cloud while ES is here at the bottom of the cloud, but ES NQ is at the bottom of the cloud but not dropping. And I think we got to spike up because ES just keeps going up. There we go. I should have been out of this trade a long time ago. All right. So this trade shouldn't have been. And look at how we held this entire trend line moving forward. So I was basically putting myself up for failure the entire time with that trade. All right, that's a 32. That was a 6-point loss on that one. So 3 to 9, 6-point loss. So that's my fourth trade, and then fifth trade here. And then this one here had multiple add-ons. Now price actually broke out of the level, had a pullback. My brain is clear, and it was breaking out of that level, and I entered right there on this candle. NQ broke out of its level, had a pullback, and so I said, okay, bet. And we have a gray cloud, breakout, pullback. Gray cloud or black cloud, whatever you want to call it, trend line break. So two positives: trend line break on the 5-minute and the dark cloud. Cool, right? And it's not a pullback. It's actually, I think price has finally done all this upward move. We got a red candle that it could do. I said, screw it. Okay, let's go. I entered that trade. Price had a pullback, not a decent one. He goes to add on over here. Price had a pullback here. Touch the gray, added on. Price had another pullback here to the gray. Okay, added on to it. And there goes another pullback right here. So this is where things are bad, right? So I should have just exit right here. There goes that same candle I was talking about, referencing the other day on the 4th where we hit initial balance. We had hit settlement price, and we had that white doji candle with that red arrow that price reversed on. Here the same one. I think it was a gray candle, where it's the same candles here with the red arrows with the that indecisive candle, and price strongly reverses. I should have been out of this trade right down here completely. I stayed in it to add another one. We had a nice little pullback. I shouldn't have been in this trade at all after that. All of this says exit, exit, exit. You've exhausted. You hit your 2 to 1. You hit this level, but I was trying to get it down to up here, down here. That was my greed. We hit something here on ES, on NQ, that I should have respected. Also, this also a positive number, a whole number, 2300. Hit that level also with volume. So price is reversing. Price had this level here that I'm not sure where I marked it from, probably from this red. All right, so there's a lot going on. Oh, I matched it with this, with ES. So here, that's selling here. So I matched it with that to see if it holds. Luckily for me, price held. And I think, did I take my exit there? Or was I still being greedy? Exit should have been at, this should have been my exit. I exited at 56. It should have been my exit, but I really wanted lower prices, and that was just me being greedy. I exited the trade at 56, at 56.41. Right, 56.41. So look at that. Right, so I gave back about 5 points that I had here. I gave back about 5 points. So the trades ended up being $53, $26, $22, $22. So 5 times 5 would have been an extra 25 on top of that. This would have made up a nice chunk of the day. So it would have been $75, 50, 50, 50 in a sense. So like I said, if I multiply these things by 10, it would have been $530, 400, 530 bucks. No, it would have been $750, 500, 500, 500, and then times 10 more, it would have been 7,000 bucks, 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. Right? So should have been exiting that trade right here for sure. I got left out with this one. Boom, we hit that. Just take the full exit. No, even if it's down here, but I got greedy and really wanted more. So that one really just gave back too much that I should have kept. And that was it for the fifth. And then the other ones I'm gonna go a little faster with. Most of them were very short. But this one here is a good trade. Break out of the channel. We're out of the trend line, strong candle, pull back, and then just add it to the trade as I went. These trades work very well when they're like this, and they go to my areas pretty damn good. All right, one trade here. I added. I went. We'll see, because I can't remember real quickly. I went long. Okay, price came down to an area where it bounced out of, so we had strong selling into it and pushed out very strongly. Came back strong selling, pushed out, and NQ was pushing up. So I should have been out of this trade once NQ hit supply. I should have been out. I was up 10 points. I was trying to get up to here, at least here. But price did not work out for me. Ended up dropping lower right into this little right right into this little area right here, and that's where we reversed, right? And Q came down to this area right here, boom, where it bounced out of, and that's what reversed. I missed that trade. Strong reversal after that. Very, very strong reversal after that. But it is what it is. And then it did give a retest, a push up, came back down and retested. Price came back above the clouds on both ES and NQ. Came back and retested eventually, and then pushed up even higher. Those should have been my entry. Now we get some green clouds that we can bounce off of and add to the trade as we're bouncing. This is probably another potential retest right here. That was a potential retest. Price came back down and then got back up above the clouds. And there goes that entry. Strong retest right back into this area and reversal. Push that price up. And then I think price really just kept trending after that and stayed up there for the most part. I don't think price came back down. That was that trade. I took another one at 56. 1356 right here. I took a trade also. That trade was break even that I took. This one here was also break even. 1356 to 1401. This one was a short. I was trying to short the day. Bad break. Horrible break. This one held. So I should have been moving up to the next buy, which is this one. This one ended up being a buy. So I shouldn't have been in any trade going short. Thankfully for me, price did give me an opportunity to exit this trade. Uh, so I was able to exit it break even. Right here, price dumped, came back up. I said, screw it. I'm not gonna give you anything. We're already to one. So screw it. I took the exit there. Not sure what came of it. Not sure if price dropped. Doesn't look like it's dropping. Now price still holding. Still didn't break any trend lines. Right. So I gotta respect these trend lines. Um, especially on the 5 minute. So that's that. Let's go over here to the seventh. Also, kind of similar with the sixth. Uh, seventh. I know I took two trades. I don't see the other chart populating. No, I took one trade on the seventh. This is it here. So I really needed price to break out of this trend line. All right, this trend line is too short. This should break out of this one. NQ is fine, but if it breaks out of this trend line, it has space. But NQ is also within this trend line. So here I'm trying to go long. Why the fuck am I? Oh, because we had all of this buying pressure. This makes sense. We had all of this buying pressure, but I needed ES to NQ to break out of their trend line, which they didn't do at all on the 5 minute. They didn't do that at all on the 5 minute. Thankfully for me, now I could have bought there. This is what I should have bought. Um, and then price is kind of holding here. I just need price to move up above this last. No, this was a good trade. Price already cleared above this, so I had a high potential. I added to the trade right there. Needed price to go up to the 6,000 area right here. Price consolidated for 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. For like 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, for about 15 minutes, price just consolidated at these highs. And I was getting impatient. We're getting closer to noon. And then right before I exit, or right after I exit, price decided to push the hell up through this all the way up to my 2 to 1. And then eventually price did go up much higher than this, much higher than this. So this trade was a good idea. Poor entry. The entry should have been after this right here, and then I just should have held it. So nice potential. We're in uptrend right here. You can see all the buying still. We had this channel. I didn't have anything up here. I just added this because of this on the 1 minute. As you can see, I also have my 15 minutes along with me. I've been playing with the 15, so this one made sense to have been in that trade for that, but I missed that push back up. This trade here is already here. I think this is the trade right there. I think I took it short right here because we're engulfing this candle. This looked like a failed break. Um, a failed break attempt. So we had push, 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 and then reject, but not strong enough. I should have exit after this one reclaimed its position. Price ended up stopping me out. Yeah, so price pushed down and then really just took me out. I should have really just exit there. I had no reason to be in it. Didn't break any trend line. This is just a failed break attempt. Didn't work out. We still have strong selling here, so I had a reason to be short. And Q followed suit. ES did not. And Q went down to those levels, came back and held. And then I took quite a few more trades. Let's just go to them down here at the bottom. Second trade is here. I went short here. ES did break out of its trend. I'm not sure what NQ is doing, but we still have above a lot of buying. Right, has all this buying right here that we never cleared. So that one hurt. And then I took my long reversal right after. I said, screw it. If we're gonna be long here, I'm just gonna take the long reversal because obviously we want to go long, and we broke out of this trend. So I took the long reversal. Thankfully, I did, and I just started adding to the trade as it went up. And these are all the add-ons, and for me, luckily, it worked out. Uh, First add-on. was here. So at 29. That was my first add-on. I don't see a reason. That's the second trade. Sorry, that's a trade. This is the first add-on. Here, okay, that makes sense. There we go. So price is pushing out of the green cloud. Second add-on was here. Price dipped a little bit and pushed out of the green cloud. So now I'm adjusting to like what my stop loss would be. And then I just let price, I just waited. My main goal was to get out at that 60.34 area. As you can see, price really just um, took his time. I didn't add any more on to this trade because none of it made sense to add on anymore. NQ was at supply now, and then price finally pushed up. And here I go. I think I took my first exit either here or there. One of the two. My first exit on this trade was at the 90s. No, was at the 8. Was at 29. So right here was my first exit when we hit that. And then I think it was 29, 29, and 31. So when we're hitting like those 30s, so let me go back a little bit to see. So 29, 30, yeah, so right about here, right? And I didn't like the fact that we were pushing back down. And I finally got this 10-point move. So I took all of it out basically around here. Price did shoot up quickly. I wasn't able to get this 33. And then price did end up continuing higher after I was done. It's a nice little pullback to continue higher. There it goes again, and then price really just did its thing. And then I took one more trade at the end of the day because why not? Why not give back some profit? Price was dropping, showed signs of selling. This one made sense. We had a nice little pullback, and we were breaking out of it on the 1 minute and on the 5 minute at the same time. I said, "Oh, let me get into this trade," aiming to get down here. Uh, Price pulled back. I went one ES contract. Price pulled back, and I said, "Oh, not going to mess with you, bub." Um, see here, 21, 25. Yeah, I took this exit right about here. I closed it out. I said, "Nah, I'm done with you." NQ is moving back up above. Even though we have this reject, NQ is moving back up above. I'm not interested in that. We never actually get above that, and price drops. All right. What happened was that we cleared this last selling on ES right here, and then we had a pullback onto the clouds where I would have added on, and then price drop, right? So this would have been my 4 points here. This would have been good if we had cleared it already, and then I think price did go down even further. Yep. So there we go. So this is now me just looking at that. Oh, we cleared that. This is where I should have been entering somewhere around here. And then there goes price. Now NQ is not really dropping, but ES is doing what it needs to do. We had another add-on potential right here. And then this is basically you're done here. Price is basically done. Don't know if price went down to VWAP. Not my concern. But no, it didn't go down to VWAP. Eventually, you see, target is the market is closed. So I should have been entering this trade after we cleared this error right here that rejected. Boom, we cleared it, pull back, and there was my entry right here. Right, whatever stop loss we're here, we're taking out, price push up, and then goes my entry. And then also, what I noticed that we had some strong buying on the selling candle, but price did not go above. So when I did enter, I still had potential reasons to stay in the trade. So when price was pushing back up after this, I should have just been either adding to the trade or just waiting. So I had that was a good trade. Ended up being a small loss, but that was a good trade that would have made up more of my day or more of my week. So I ended up the week $2, like I said, but that's still good. So that's it for me today. That was a long um, recap for 30 minutes, but that was